Good day to you, fine sir.
Good day to you.
Lovely to see you.
Lovely to be seen.
Why are we here?
We're discussing food and wine pairings for the Feast of Five, and there's a restaurant that you seem to have particular enthusiasm for.
I have much enthusiasm for this restaurant. So this particular wine pairing is for those of you who have purchased a tasting from MakanMakan. You may not necessarily be familiar, but it is one of the unsung gems in Utah. Down the south end of the valley on 114th South. It is owned by a couple. The woman's name is Mercy. She is Indonesian and she runs the front of the house. Chef Daniel Yuswati, runs the back of the house. And he is Bhutanese. Now, they bill the food at MakanMakan as Southeast Asian street food fare. And that's a mouthful, yes?
Yeah.
Okay. So the idea here is that these are...
Think Asian subcontinent?
Think Asian subcontinent, think street food style dishes. However, Daniel is a classically trained chef. The recipes are all from Mercy's grandparents. So there's this interesting amalgam here of street food style dishes, but executed with the headspace and the knowledge, the culinary knowledge, the technical knowledge of a trained chef. And the product that it produces is absolute magic. So the dishes on the menu, much like our tasting for the feast, are an amalgam of dishes from all over Southeast Asia. Indonesia, Malaysia, Bhutan, Vietnam, Thailand, Singapore. The flavors, think about them, if you know the flavors of those areas, you know that those flavors tend to incorporate flavor profiles from all around them. Those countries are a lot of cross-pollination,
Yeah.
Exactly. So there are a lot of hard, spicy flavors. There's a little bit of heat. There's a little bit of bright acid. There's a lot of textural profile to a lot of these dishes. A lot of intermingling of crunchy and fresh and sweet.
Now riddle me this, how's the heat level?
The heat level for all these dishes, and this is true of most sort of Indonesian style fare, is relatively mild. Now you can certainly dial these up at home if you chose, but the fact of the matter is, it is inherently more about the spices rather than the spiciness, if that makes sense.
Sure. I love food from this particular region of the world. I love it crazy hot. I've had it mildly hot. I enjoy spicy foods, and for as long as I've been in the wine business, these two have been my go-to for food of this particular complexity. The menu looks amazing. I need to get down there based on your turgid enthusiasm.
It's the goods.
It seems like it's worth the drive. But this is a rather ubiquitous national brand called Conundrum. I've been working with the Wagner family of wines for as long as I've been in the wine business, and they've always been delightfully loyal and supportive. This is perhaps the most famous of the bunch. This is the first time white wine blends in California became a thing. It was created by a guy named John Bolto with the able assistance of senior Charlie Wagner, who was a delightful gentleman. He passed away, unfortunately. But between the two of them, they created this blend of Chardonnay, Sauvignon Blanc, Semillon, Viognier, and Muscat, this sort of spice box blend. And over the years, this wine has evolved quite a bit. It used to be this very heavy, rich, thick, off-dry wine that as tastes and flavors and profiles change, people got a little bit, that's not where the palates are going these days. But with this current release, the 2018, there's a lot of Sauvignon Blanc in here, greater emphasis on stainless steel, so the wine's still got that same beautiful floral aromatic because Muscat and Viognier are very perfumey grapes, but it also has a little bit of richness from the Chardonnay, but the focus front and center is on freshness, and so that's why the elevated Sauvignon Blanc makes the 2018 probably the best Conundrum I've ever tasted. I've always had a soft spot for this wine because if you recall your culinary history, the Judgment of Paris in the 70s, where American wines first got on the international stage, the complaint was that they weren't food friendly, and that's why John Bolton and Charlie created this particular wine. They wanted to create an incredibly food friendly wine, and I have literally had this with everything from Captain Crunchy cat litter, and it's always a friendly addition to the table. So as Conundrum became successful over the years, they started adding different things, and so they created a red blend, and this is maybe 8-9 years old, and it's cab dominant, but there's also Grenache in here, Syrah. There's no new oak on any of these wines, and so it's going to be a really great fruity frame to dishes with the layered complexity that you see on the MakanMakan menu.
Awesome. awesome. Sounds perfect. I love the thought of the bright fruit and yet the sort of rounder mouthfeel, especially working
Oh,
with.
this blew me away, the 18, because this wine's always, over the years it's gotten a little syrupy, to be honest with you, but this particular bottling is drop dead gorgeous.
Awesome.
Yeah, really beautiful wine.
Fabulous. I hope all of you enjoy MakanMakan and your tasting menu for the Feast of Five Senses as much as I enjoy their menu on an almost weekly basis at this point. Bon appetito, have a lovely feast, enjoy your pairings, enjoy your meal.